up? What up? My guys, welcome to the show. NBA Talk with Jay. Fiddle loves that part when I start the show. He loves the start, he loves the ending. What's up with you, Fiddle? How you doing, my brother?
I'm ready to get this catch. What up? What up?
What up, my guys? Get this cash.
Let's
How
do
everybody
it.
doing out there, man? Friday card. Fiddle. Most people have been off for like most teams have been off for what, 4 days?
Every single team
Right?
has at least a 3-day rest coming into this game.
That shit's weird, bro. Super weird. All right, we'll talk about that later. I just want to say a few quick words, just motivation. I have plenty of stories. One of them, I guess it's not necessary for like this crowd, but I'll tell it one day. It's actually been on my mind. Like, what do you think, Fiddle? Should I tell it? Or what? Might as well.
I mean, I personally would like to hear it. So yeah, I would
Yeah.
say so.
All right. Cool story. So if you guys don't know, I used to live a different type of lifestyle. Like that's just what I grew up around. All this. It was kind of forced upon me. Whatever. It may have been the music I was listening to. Whatever. But I was in a different type of lifestyle. So we're in my cousin's. His name's Dwight. My cousin Dwight. Man, he's in jail now. Unfortunately, spent over half his life in jail. Fiddle. But was at my cousin's Dwight house in North Dallas. Right, North Dallas was really bad, man. For whatever reason, it was apartments everywhere. So anytime you have that, there's going to be a lot of crime, a lot of drugs, a lot of robbing, stealing, killing going on, man. Specifically when there's Section 8 apartments, Fiddle. This is what you call like the hood. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the projects, whatever. Where my cousin Dwight's, like it's kind of like his trap house. This is where he sells narcotics and illegal things out of. So me and my brother, we're in there, we're smoking. I may have been 18 or 19. We're smoking. Now, this was my first time ever sipping syrup, Fiddle. It's cough syrup. So but people abuse it. It's medicine, but if you guys know, people abuse it and they don't have a cough, but they'll drink it, mix it with soda, and it makes you feel really good. So my first time ever sipping syrup was really them, and then they gave me some. It was yellow syrup. Man, this shit had me in a different realm, Fiddle. It did. So the whole point of the story is that my brother had given me money earlier that day. I may have even still been in high school because I had on khaki pants. Fiddle. So I was definitely still in high school. These were we used to wear uniforms. So my brother gave me about $140, $160. He says, hold this for me, right? Hold this for me. All right. Yeah, I put it in my left pocket, my khaki pants. So I remember this lady coming into the trap house. I don't remember what she was buying. She bought something. I remember her dipping down, like by the table, by my chair, dipping down, getting something. I'm so fucking out of it. I don't even know what's going on. And then so she ended up leaving, whatever. All right, me and my brother leave. And so we're about to go and buy some weed. My brother's like, oh, give me that money, bro. Give me that money that you got. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get it. Man, I checked my pockets, bro. The money's not there, Fiddle. The money's not there. I hadn't went in my pockets. I hadn't did anything. What had to have happened was the money fell out of my pocket, and that lady that came in there to buy some fucking drugs picked it up off the ground. That's what happened. And apparently she got free shit. Or she came in there and came up off of.
Sounds like free drugs.
Yeah. She came up there and got free money off me. And that was her bending down, acting like she's tying her shoes. She picked up the $140. And so my brother was pissed at me. I remember being so sad because I lost his money. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? He had worked the job. He just got paid. Well, not just got paid, but you know what I'm saying? It was his hard-earned money. But I definitely lost the money. We couldn't buy the weed, obviously. And my brother was just like, what the fuck? And all this. But that was a story that was on my mind, man, that I was thinking about that, you know what I'm saying? Something I'll just never forget. I've never shared that story with anybody ever. So y'all getting unheard stories from me, but that's just something that's crazy that's happened to me in my life.
I like the charge to the game comment. What in the world made you think of that story? Just a random popped into your head?
Well, I mean, yeah, I always think about shit that's happened with me and my brother. I did lose a friend that I went to high school with in 9th grade. He passed away last week, and so I was thinking about all the memories I had with him, and I was thinking about memories I had with my brother. And I'll never forget that situation because, for one, it was my first time ever sipping syrup. But like, I never really lose shit, never, especially not money. And that day, I lost $140, but it wasn't even my money. So it's something it'll always stick with me. But yeah, we definitely had to charge to the game. That's a fact. But yeah, I had repaid them. Like, we had bought plenty of weed after that. You know what I'm saying? We had plenty of fun. But that is definitely something that I'll never forget. I never shared with anybody, but it crossed my mind the other day, Phil.
We only needed Casino J to be able to hit one of his J Money trifectas, and then all the weed would have been bought.
Yeah, I wish I was betting then, man. I wish, bro. What do you say, Fiddle? To the games, or you got anything you want to say?
Let's move on to the games. I really don't have much.
Let's do it.
Nothing as exciting as after that story.
Yeah, no, I think it was a pretty cool story, man. But yeah, I definitely used to live a whole different type of life. I was around that type of shit every day. Let's just put it that way, man. So the fact that a junkie came in there and got my money doesn't surprise. I shouldn't have been there. All right. Let's go over here to the streets. Shout out to everybody that fucks with story time, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's all love. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. But Fiddle, just one time I wanted to reiterate before we get to the first game and we're going to the streets of Detroit. Everybody's been out for 4 games. I just feel like this is so weird. I like the cup. I like that it gives teams incentive in season, but the fact that it's fucking up with my spots, my scheduling spots. Oh, you know how I do it. This fucks up everything. It's also like a mini all-star break. I just feel like it's super weird with these teams coming back, and we don't really know their headspace. They just came off vacation. And last thing I'll say, Fiddle, some of these teams get another 3 days off after this. Kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah, I would say that like the angles to look for in this slate are like coaching advantages, because you have to assume teams have had film study, practice time. So game planning might be a little bit at the forefront. So maybe first quarter angles on teams that are going to be well coached and come out hot is probably the way that I would look at it. Anything that becomes weird in the schedule, you have your classic J Money spots where you find like 3 and 5 on a road trip with bad travel, early start time, those kind of situations. Even going the other direction, it should create opportunities that are mispriced. Yesterday's was Clippers against the spread versus Houston. I was on Houston, so it was a losing spot for me, but there was just clear late money that came in on the Clippers. And the only thing that I could chalk it up to, and I was watching the game trying to like learn why that might have been, the only thing I could chalk it up to was like maybe it's extra rest for an older team kind of spot. And so maybe that was a Clippers spot because they're the oldest team in the league and they got this extra rest, so they were going to come out a little bit fresher. And so they lost the game, covered ATS, but that's what we calculate is ATS records and winning and losing on the tickets, not the games as much. So I would just say look for coaching advantages, look for maybe age split differentials, backing older teams, backing more veteran teams, and then maybe even first quarter angles for well-coached teams.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. No, that was very well said. I think you had just kind of caught me there when you said something about the Clippers, man. I don't know why. Something about me, you, and those fucking Clippers.
Fuck the Clip. Me, you, and are cursed on the Clippers just as much as the organization of the Clippers is cursed. And
yeah, that's a fact. I actually did.
By the way, I don't know that first quarter angles on well-coached teams is going to be a look. I'm just like spitballing here. So what the thought process is like, people who are watching and looking at these spots and evaluating these things should start to, formulate some theories as to what might happen, and then maybe see if those turn into edges, because then they could be repeated over time if you think you're catching on to something.
No, facts. No, that's a fact. Yeah, I know I was going through the games yesterday. And I was telling people in the private group, I'm like, hold on, this shit's super weird. Like, I'm going a little cautious right now just because, you know what I mean? Teams are so, you don't know if they're coming out rested, rusty, but I like what you said about the coaching. I like what you said about like really just going with the better coach team, or possibly even just the better team, like just going off talent or just going off of, you know what I'm saying, who you think is going to be rested and ready to go. Some teams have the shit probably just been at the house chilling, man. So I'm glad we talked about that. It's just something I wanted to open up to people's eyes, is that these are different times in the NBA. With the NBA Cup, now we have a little mini all-star break in December. And so it's just something to keep in mind. But with that being said, we're going to the streets of Detroit, man. Pistons laying 7.5 points we're skipping Cavs Wizards. If you're wondering why we're not talking about the game, you should call the 1-800 number. Hawks getting 7.5 on the road. Fiddle, these two teams had just played. I believe the Pistons were I think they were catching the Hawks in a horrible spot, something like that. Yeah, and they end up winning the game by 1. They probably should have blew them out. It was a horrible spot for the Hawks, and they still almost won the game. Fiddle. What do you think about this game?
I like the over. There's a 231.5 at DraftKings, -112 towards the over. That's kind of the only spot for me. I would assume the Pistons come out pretty sharp in this one because of the way that last game went. It was no Jalen Johnson. It was no Porzingis. It was no Trae Young. We were in Detroit. I think Detroit might have been off that loss against the Bucks where Giannis was out. I forget if it was before or after that, but it was like a clear Detroit spot, and they like barely hung on to win. So I would think Detroit comes out a little bit sharp, very focused, and so for those reasons, I'll back at least the offense in this game. So give me the over 231.5.
Yeah, no, I can't talk. Like you said, that was a 99-98 game. And there when Johnson did play. Who got ruled out? Somebody got ruled. Porzingis didn't play for sure, but Jalen Johnson did play. He had 29, 13, and 7. But Johnson's
Nickeil Alexander-Walker was out. That's who it was.
No, he played too, 26 minutes. But I think it was just Porzingis. I know what you mean, though, because I feel like some guys were out too. But in that 99-98 game, it says Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 26. I just had to look at it. I just wanted to see how the game's going because I thought some guys were out too. I know it was a horrible spot for the Hawks. I do remember that. But regardless, I don't know, bro. I think the Hawks might give them everything they can handle again. I like the Pistons. I actually love the Pistons. I was one of the guys that was making a bunch of money off of them last year. Like Cade Cunningham. I like the way the team is put together because even though they didn't bring back Malik Beasley, they got guys. LeVert has kind of woken up again. They got Duncan Robinson. He did miss that game. He's their best three-point shooter by a mile. And if they ever don't have Duncan Robinson, that's a problem. But Jalen Duran's been going crazy. Cunningham, we know he's doing. So both teams have really like had guys that are really playing consistently well. What are you trying to find, Phil? You trying to see the game where they was out, right? Like this fucking with me.
No, yeah, it was Duran who was then upgraded to in. So it was the combination of it was Duran who missed the previous Pistons game and he was back because I remember the line just kept moving. So I was like, what was going on that game? It was Duran being back in a combination with Porzingis also being out.
No, facts. That's a fact. And I think they might have come off of. Yeah, and Atlanta was coming off an OT game as well. They come off the OT win versus Sixers. That's why it was such a horrible spot. Yep. But, I mean, if the Hawks had come in off overtime, you know what I'm saying?
Double overtime.
A horrible spot. Bro, they came off a horrible spot and almost beat the Pistons. And now we got equal rest here. I know Porzingis is out. I'm not going to say I don't care, but, I mean, who knows with him. But that 7.5 is a little much. I just feel like the line should be – not saying like power rating rising. I'm just saying on what the teams have been showing me lately. I feel like the line should be around 5.5. I think it's a couple points rich for me, Fiddle. I don't know. I hadn't bet the game.
My model has it lower than the power ratings, so I'll say that.
We're just talking shit out, and I mean the Hawks can match up with the Pistons. They very well can. They can match the toughness, the intensity with them. Like that's the one thing about the Hawks team this year. They play tough basketball. They're not that soft Trae Young. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna start, Phil. We ain't doing it. But if I'm betting this game, it's Hawks +7 for me. I hadn't really looked deeper into this one, honestly, but I think Hawks +7.5 is the right side here.
Hawks are nothing for me too. I agree.
No, thanks. Do you think they can win, or you think it's one of those like, oh, I'm hoping they lose, but keep it close?
They can win. For sure. And if you're looking at that +7, the +240 on the money line is the best thing that's available, which is fair.
Okay. Yep. Pistons got a little, I know it's 2 days away, but they got a little revenge spot coming up versus Celtics. But Pistons 1-8, 1-7 against the spread last 8. They're kind of teetering, man. They're kind of teetering. We'll see what happens. I'll definitely watch this game closely. Kind of like Hawks there, man. Kind of talking myself into it. Let's go to Charlotte. Hornets getting 3 versus the Bulls, Fiddle. Good Lord. Oh, man. I'm hoping the Bulls aren't that team this year that just, like, fucks me every time. They are 0-10 against the spread as a favorite, Fiddle. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, I know, bro.
That's a crazy stat.
It's not good, man. What do you think about this game? Can we? Why is LaMelo not playing? What's up with him? I saw
LaMelo
he was
out,
out yesterday.
Sexton out, and then if LaMelo and Sexton were
Oh
going to be
yeah.
out, it's probably Trey Mann who takes over point guard. Trey Mann out,
Oh
so it's
yeah.
just brutal.
Bro, I didn't even know. So my phone's been on silent for 2 or 3 days. I want to say something as well because some people was messaging me. Guys, if I hadn't got to your message, I'll get to it today. My bad. My phone's been on do not disturb for about 3 days now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw that LaMelo was out. I didn't even know that Colin Sexton was out.
Oh yeah, and Trey Mann too. They have literally no.
He's out too.
Yeah,
they're getting smoked.
Yeah, they probably are. It'll be the Knipple Bridges type of show for this team. It's been crazy money towards the under because the Hornets have no point guard. But I think at this point it's priced out. It's moved 7 points towards the under and a little bit towards the Bulls. So it's been if anything right now, currently Bulls are nothing.
Yeah, Bulls were 0-10. They're 0-10 last 10. So they're 2-10 against the spread this year as a favorite. But they're 0-10 in their last 10. So it started out 2-0. We know it started out 5-0 on the season and then just fucking cratered ever since. This is one, Fiddle. I'll tell you guys my secret sauce. I know what's wrong with the Bulls. And it's crazy because you don't really see teams where it's like, okay, 1 or 2 guys being out and they just look totally fucking different. That's the case with the Bulls. And I'll tell you who they are, Fiddle. One of them's Trey Jones.
Yes.
Really no name. I mean, a lot of people don't even really know about. I can't say don't know about him, but if you're watching him for the first 5 games, you know he was really important for the team. Facilitating, because Giddey can't do it by himself, Fiddle. He's facilitating. Yep. He's picking up 94 feet. So he didn't need him on both ends of the floor, defense and offense. And then you got Isaac Okoro, who's not really an offensive guy, but he's your best defender on the freaking team. By far. You need him out there to guard the best player on the other team. Like you just need Isaac Okoro and Trey Jones out there. And then you'll see Giddey, Buzelis, Kobe White, Vucevic start to get more room. Why? Because now they have extra bodies. They need who's the guy? Jalen Smith. They need him off the bench as well. Another all defense and rebounding guy. They need these guys. And I'm just going through them, Fiddle, on my days off. I'm like, what's wrong with this fucking team? They looked like they was the number 1 seed. I know it's just 5 games in, and I said, what's going on with them? And I see the injury. I'm like, this is why our defense has been so horrible. I think they get Trey Jones and Okoro back today. I think that helps a lot. Yeah, if they get, I gotta take the Bulls here, man.
Yeah, I think I might be with you and take the Bulls at this point. And I really like the Trey Jones call out because he is one of their better defenders. He also doesn't turn the ball over. Like that's been the Bulls' Achilles heel the last 2 weeks is that they're just having so many turnovers and losing possession battle. And like he's actually a stabilizing force in kind of setting up offense alongside Giddey and not turning the ball over.
Yeah. If you watch ball, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Some of these players, if you watch him,
shots, he's good. Yeah.
Everything. I like that he picks up 94 feet. I love that. I love that. You don't really see that shit no more. I like Bulls here. I could sit here and talk all day. Bulls -3. For me, I didn't even know the injuries on the Hornets side, honestly. I saw that LaMelo Ball was out. I mean, you just had 4 fucking days. I don't really like to get started, Fiddle, but you just had 4 or 5 days off. And you're out? Goodness gracious. Bulls, -3 for me. Let's go to Philly. Sixers land 7.5 at the house versus the Pacers. Pacers been playing a lot better, Fiddle. You like them here. I think the Sixers are the much better team. Definitely not the better coach team. So, Fiddle, you know what I'm saying? Get 7.5, the better coach team. They have beaten the Sixers 3 straight times and 5 of the last 6, Fiddle.
Yeah, this is a Pacers spot for me. Obviously, the coaching should be advantage Pacers. Yeah. The rest should be, good thing for the Pacers. I think the speed of the Pacers, if you're going to go, I'm still a proponent that Joel Embiid's a net positive to your team. I know a lot of people look at the Sixers this year and they're better without him. The line is still going to move towards the Sixers when Joel Embiid plays. So for that reason,
that's the part I hate. That's the part I hate, Phil.
Fair. But if the entire gambling market, which takes a lot of money in various aspects, like throughout the market. If that's consistently going one direction on the player news, he's probably still valuable, right? Like if it was an actual edge that people caught on to was like that he's inversely correlated to Sixers or success, then go the other way, right? Enough people would hit it back the other way. And so this is pricing 7.5 is pricing Embiid in, Paul George in, and I think the best way to attack them is speed. So speed, preparation, and Pacers starting to get healthy again. Only Neesmith is going to be out, which is the one I like somewhat care about of the injured players. Oubre also out, so I feel like that's a wash. But like Mathurin back and missed time, McConnell back and missed time, Nembhard back and missed time, Siakam still a steadying force. So I just think that it's a Pacers spot right here. I play the plus 7.5 and the money line. There's a 250 at Caesars.
Yeah. No, you make really great points. It's definitely how you beat the Sixers. Man, I just want to take time to say shout out to Tyrese Maxey. He's probably my, like, as the younger player, he's probably my favorite player, one of my favorite players in the NBA for sure. Definitely top 3 for sure. Like, it's not even from me, it's because he's from the Dallas metro area, but you just see the way he plays. You see some of these other younger guys that are just as good as Maxey. Some are maybe even better, but they have to bait fouls, and Maxey never does that. He'll get you step back threes. He'll get in the paint. He'll dunk on you, lay the finishing at the off the backboard, like whatever. But the fact that Maxey never baits fouls and still can go up there and put up 30, 35 consistently on your head, I absolutely love just the way he plays basketball, man. I don't think I've ever really even seen him just bait fouls. Never. Gotta respect him, man. No free throw merchant shit ever. So much respect for Maxey. But I can't say I'd be surprised if Pacers won. Now they're playing good, 8-2 against the spread last 10, but I do feel like Philly is starting to show a little something. George, whether it's Embiid in or out, and I like what you said there, Fiddle, because I was one of the ones like, and the thing is, I don't think that they're better without Embiid, but I don't like that. Oh, he's in. Let's add 2-3 points to the spread. That's what I don't like, because I don't think he's worth that much to the spread anymore. Phil. I think they should move it, but not as high as them moved it. So that's my only thing on that. Sixers been showing me something, and they've been having this little pattern where they'll cover, they won't cover, they'll cover, they won't cover, and they're coming off that game versus the Lakers, which if you got the early line, the plus 4.5, they did cover, but if you got the late line, they did it. I don't know, man. I don't really want to fade Philly right now, but I don't want to lay 7.5 with them either, Fiddle. So
just the max price. And Maxey was downgraded to questionable with illness too. So like,
okay, yeah, Maxey don't play. That's bad. But the last thing I'll say about Maxey, he's a fucking baller. He's a dog, and I don't think he'll let an illness hold him out. Maxey's like Anthony Edwards, where if he can play, if he can walk, he can run, he's in there. So much respect for him, man. He's a good person as well. Like Gene, like Sonog, I might have to get a Maxey jersey. That old school Sixers, the black and red.
With the Maxey, yeah.
Oh, I need that. And I don't even fucking wear jerseys no more, but I'll support Maxey. Sure will. Let's go to Memphis. I got both teams getting 7.5 points. That doesn't work. Grizzlies land 7.5 at the house versus the ass. Total sitting at 242. Ja Morant's coming back. This is how you know books already know what's going to happen. Oh, he's listed as probable. Line doesn't move at all. They already had this info.
Yeah, this is a Jazz or nothing spot for me. My number has it 7.2, so it's like maybe a small edge on Jazz here, but I do think the line popped from 6.5 to 7.5 when Ja went probable. Without Zach Edey, I don't love Ja Morant's impact on this team. They've won 7 of their last 10 without him, and so now they lose Edey. Edey was playing amazing, and then Ja Morant relies on a good screen setter. So I just would fade the impact of Ja, and if this bounces up, like I think this could close back at 7. Having that a little bit of value relative to the key number is probably a good thing. So for me, it's Jazz or nothing. Also money line situation if I'm on the Jazz, but I have not actively bet anything. I bet the over, but at a much different number that I would think it's gone.
Yeah. I do like Jazz. I don't want to tell you guys to take it. It's a stinky play. They are on the road, But I mean, we took Jazz versus the Nets, and there was land points on the road. But I mean, and that's why it scares me, because even in that fucking game, a zombie spot for the Nets, and they're losing for 3.5 quarters. So I mean, the Jazz on the road, they are tough. Now, I mean, you talk about coaching. I think they have a slight coaching advantage. They've gotten smoked 2 straight games. They did take care of us versus the Nets and even beat the Rockets at the house right before that, but it got smoked versus the Knicks. We're never in it. Smoked from the get-go. Lost that one by 34 points. Then you get smacked by the Thunder. Definitely can't dock them too much for that. We knew that was going to happen. And I think there was, it may not have been a cup game, but regardless, lost that one by 30. Can't put too much on, but I saw the coach getting mad at the team. Like, he's pissed off. He's saying, look, we got to try harder out there. I'm tired of telling you guys every day that y'all need to play harder. So this is one of those games where I feel like it's definitely a step down in competition. You get them coming off a few days off, some film session, all that. You've lost how many meetings to the Grizzlies? Lost last 5 meetings to the Grizzlies. Their last matchup, March 25th. Hold on. No, I heard something upstairs. My bad, Fiddle.
All good.
I'm like, what the fuck's my spidey sense went on? Hold on. What the fuck is that? Last time they faced off versus the Grizzlies, they got smoked at the crib, 140-103. Got to show some fight here, man. So it's the Jazz on the road. I don't want to tell you guys take it. I like the ass here plus 7.5, but Edey's a major part. If Edey was in, there's no way I'd be taking Jazz here. Ja Morant coming back doesn't scare me. Edey out. If you like Grizz, that should scare you. He's been fucking hooping. He's been the best player on the team, bro. Literally, he's been the best player.
We should create a term for when we like the Jazz. Like today's a Miles Davis Jazz instead of an as Jazz type of game. Like, we'll go with some good Jazz. Like, today's some Frank Sinatra, Miles Davis type of Jazz.
Yeah. I played some Jazz on the show when they played the Nets. I had a bunch of money on the Jazz. Bunch of money, and I played Jazz and did a little dance on the show, bro. No lie.
Do you know
I had to bring
who was on the track? It was a little Duke Ellington.
Man, I just searched up some Jazz on YouTube real quick and played this shit, and we vibed out for a good 30 seconds and we cashed. But yeah, now it was just crazy. I was thinking because somebody has an account on Twitter. It's like Utah ass, and I was thinking, damn, we don't call them that anymore. And they've actually been making money for me this season, so they're not the ass to me. I kind of know spots to back the Jazz, and I think this is one of them, man. So let's see what happens.
Coaching advantage too.
Like, yeah, sure. I think that that was the first thing I see. I think they have a coach advantage. No Edey, Laurie marketing back in. I have to. Give me the plus 7.5 points here, man. Let's go to Dallas. Mavs land 7.5. I think it's starting to go up, but might go up. D'Angelo Russell's downgraded, so it might go up a little bit. But no disrespect. But Mavs land 7.5 at the house versus the Nets. Fiddle Nets have a good coach. This is a team that has incentive to tank. You want to know something weird, Fiddle?
Yep.
So we know everybody was taking. We know what he said. You know what the owner said in the off season. Like, we don't really have incentive. Like, we're trying to get the best draft pick, right? These are his words. I could get the quote, but he was basically alluding to we want to get the best. We want to play as far as we're getting the best draft pick, or whatever. You know, so many words. So they have all the incentive to tank. Took a lot of money on their win total under.
Yep.
But then we start to see sharp money come in on their season win total over. I don't know if you know that, but I knew it. And it just kind of baffled me. I'm like, why? We know that they're going to try to lose for the best. Why are people taking the over on the win total? I just thought that was interesting.
There's always a buy point, right? Like there has to be a situation where, you know, as much as we like the Jazz, there has to be a price at which you take Grizzlies. So there has to be a total. Jordy Fernandez is an amazing coach. So they do have some talent between Claxton and MPJ, and Cam Thomas is out, but you know, they do have a few guys. So and it's a weak East, so I can see it. I definitely did notice that. I think it was around like 17.5 or 18.5. It started taking over money.
Because what did it start at? Like 22.5, 24?
Yeah, 22.5. Yeah.
Because I want to get in too. And I'm like, damn.
I would like to be in on both of those numbers. Sounds like a nice middle.
No, facts. But I just started thinking when some sharps are, I'm like, hold on, what do these motherfuckers know, man? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I said to say because they started to play a lot better now. Like, they've won 3 of their last 4 games. Now, granted, it was versus the Hornets, the Bulls, and the Pelicans, and they almost beat the Jazz, but still.
They
But that,
smoked the Pelicans. I watched that game.
yeah, from start to finish. 119, 101. It was like a 40-point win. Don't look at the final score there. But for this one, Mavs been playing a little better too. AD back, whether he's getting traded or staying, they're kind of saying traded. Regardless, he's I think some of these guys wake up like, I gotta play for my next contract. Hold on, I'm bullshitting. I got one more in me, like Vince. AD came back and been hooping, Fiddle. Besides one game versus the Thunder, they're 4-1 last 5, 4-2 against the spread last 6. Winnable game at the house. What you think?
I have Mavs minus 8.3. We're seeing a move right now towards the Nets. I don't think that's the D'Angelo Russell news. I don't think he impacts the line anymore. He's barely playing at this point. So for me, I'd probably say Mavs are nothing, but it's more of a nothing spot for me.
Yeah, I lean Mavs. Don't know if I'm near to where I want to lay 7.5. I mean, shit. When last time they laid points? They laid 1 versus the Grizzlies, lost that one. Laid 3.5 versus the Pelicans, won by 3. 7.5. It's a little rich because the Nets have been playing better, but I can't say it's Mavs or nothing for me. So it's really that simple. Maybe why are total so low? The Nets, are they playing at a slow play? Oh shit! 9 of their last 10 that went under. Damn. Yep. Damn.
Their last one, the one against the Pelicans, was flying over until the fourth quarter. What happens is if the Nets have any semblance of a lead, they kill clock. Yeah. And so Mavs have been an over team though recently, so I wouldn't chase this in either direction.
Yeah. Y'all remember that old school Gucci? Anybody in the chat? Y'all remember that old school Gucci? Damn, son, where'd you find this? Real trap shit. Some old school shit right there, man. You gotta be on OJ the Juice Man or Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Golden State here. What if we got Gucci the ref in this game? Warriors laying 1.5 versus the Wolves. And in and out. I don't care, Fiddle. I like the Warriors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like them. What are we doing?
This is the price it should be with Ant in. So it's just like that asymmetry only works in your favor. So definite Warrior spot for me here. Warriors have been playing so fucking well. I think we were texting the night they played against the Thunder, and they had that like crazy second half comeback against the Thunder. Yeah. They didn't end up finishing it off, but they played amazing basketball. They've been playing thin without Curry. They reinsert Curry. I think that's just a smooth transition. They've been playing so well. So I'm going to go Warriors in this spot for sure. And I think the one place the Wolves struggle is like versus a well-organized team, right? Someone that orchestrates their motions, their actions very clearly. So I've been very impressed with Steve Kerr. I know sometimes Warriors fans get annoyed at him in pods, but I've been very impressed with Kerr recently. So this is a clear Warrior spot.
They love getting on pods ass.
There's screaming at AirPods.
Bro, there's one game where I bet them, and I think he had like 0 points. And I was like, this is what the fuck they talk. This is what they talk about right here. But he'll have other games where he plays really well. I don't hate on pods. I think he has a high ceiling. He just needs to be more consistent. So when you have inconsistencies like that, that's when people, you know what I'm saying, or when you're more consistent to the bad side, that's when people don't really like you. But I'm starting to figure out the Wolves team. I like what you're saying. I mean, we remember this shit. I think they started like 2 years ago where they would do really well versus teams below 500. But then teams above 500, that's when I think it would flip, because 2 years ago, it was the opposite. They played versus the top tier teams. Then the bottom tier teams, they would never cover because they just couldn't get up. And I think it was last year where they played really good versus the bottom tier teams. And then the good teams, they couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't really match up with them against. I think we're starting to see that once again this year. Now, they did play really well versus Oklahoma City. I will give them that. They went into OKC. There was a game they had like a team meeting in OKC. Michael Conley had a team meeting, all this shit. They covered the spread, lost by 8. Since then, they did have a really good win versus the Celtics, beat up on the Spurs. But it's the 2 games versus the Pelicans that just goes to show me that like this is still the same Wolves team that likes to fuck around. They could have lost both games versus the Pelicans. They should have lost to the Clippers at the house, laying 8 points. Should have lost that game. They like to fuck around.
They played like terrible basketball for at least 1 quarter, every
At
game.
least one,
And
bro.
now Bones Highland is getting minutes because he's in front of Dillingham.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
Full sell.
Highland can go for 20 points. He can do it. But as I always like to say, he gonna give up 30 on defensive end. He gonna give up 30, So and at 20 points, he gonna have to shoot 5 straight. Highland's one of those guys where it's like, if I'm hot, I'm not passing the ball. He's not gonna pass it. He'll go down the floor and shoot on 3 guys. It all it takes, he make one shot, give me the ball. And he pissed if he don't get it. But Dillingham, Highland, that rotation come out the bench, I'm not scared whatsoever. Neither one of those guys can chase around Curry, Buddy Hield, Pods, none of that. They just don't have the will. Remember, when you play Warriors on defense, you have to have the will to keep up with these guys. Jay McDaniels can do it. Anthony Edwards can do it. I would not trust Bones Highland and Rob Dillingham to do it. And even if Conley was in, which he's still not a bad defender, but no real point guard for the Wolves tonight. Obviously they lost to this team in the playoffs last year as well. Won the first game, got swept ever since. So lost 4-1. We know Curry went down. This is the spot. This is a circle spot on the calendar. Warriors for me. Warriors come out and play. All right, Fiddle.
Who was the player that said that? Why am I forgetting?
I don't know. I just know when I say that I usually win. There's like a GIF on Twitter. It was like some movie or some shit, but I just know he has like some like little phone or some tinking, and he's doing like this. Warriors come out and play.
Yeah, that is from a movie in the 1978. But I remember NBA player said it in recent years.
Yeah.
And I someone on the Rockets last year. Thank you in the chat.
Oh,
yes, someone in the Rockets.
Probably Torrey Eason or something.
Brooks last year.
Might have been Torrey Eason. They had that whole thing going on.
Yeah, it was.
They say the movie is called Warriors too. I might have to put that on or something one time. Put it on if I go to sleep.
Dubs deliver a dub. Rested dubs. Coaching advantage dubs. Home court advantage dubs. Draymond's been overrated this year and he's out dubs. I'm with all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like taking a team when the star player comes back, but with Curry, I think like he just like they so used to playing with him, they play a different style. They need to win this game. It's just Butler. They know it's time to stop fucking around. So this is a stop fucking around game. They're sitting at 13-12. Yeah, they're sitting at 13-12. You got to win these type of games. What I said to the group, they need a confidence boosting win, in my opinion. They need a confidence boosting win versus a somewhat top tier team at the crib, you know what I'm saying, in front of everybody. I think it comes here. So give me a word. What you like, Fiddle? We out, man. 333 people watching live.
Can I say that I really like the Knicks on Saturday?
I can't talk you off. Yeah, I didn't really have a for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just the last thing I'd add. But no, for today's stuff, Warriors for sure. Pistons, Hawks over 231. Pacers, there's plus 7.5 and a money line out there. I think you've talked me on to Bulls, but I'm trying to see if I can get anything better than a -3. I'm hoping a 2.5 shows up again because it's at a book that I don't have. But probably Bulls too, and then Jazz as well. So I'm cool with all that. There's a lot of. I texted you last night. There's a lot on this card that I like. So Jazz, Pacers, Detroit, Atlanta over, Warriors, Knicks tomorrow. There's a lot.
I was trying to see who that was on that poster back there, man.
Oh,
who's that? I was trying to see who that was, man. Yeah, I was trying to see who that was right there.
So you want me to show you something real cool, real quick?
It's like the greatest ever right there to ever do it. This is what it looks like. The Baldwin.
wait. Let me grab something for you. Hold on.
All right. The Baldy. I think Michael Jordan says we should take the Bulls today.
This is my favorite material possession that I have.
Yeah.
MJ signed from Space Jam. You see that?
Oh shit! Yeah.
And then you see this with the camera of the film strips that actually filmed the scene. Yeah.
Damn, I might have to come play you one-on-one for that, Phil.
I found it in a thrift store. I found it in a sports memorabilia thrift store. The guy says to me,
sports
I said, how much is this? I found it. He's like, $750. I'm like,
what?
I'm like,
Yeah.
deal.
He
Deal.
hit your ass with that Mike Epps off All About the Benjamin. 750.
750. And then I go to pay, right? We start looking around the other store. There's some other people that I'm with, get other things. I go to pay and he's like, what did I say to that? 2,500? I'm like, no, you said 750. And meanwhile, I was probably like in high school at this time. And he's just like, you're right. Yeah, I did. And he's just like, damn, the framing itself was worth $1,000. I look it up when I leave, and because it's like numbered to 500. So there's obviously some other ones. And it was like $7,000 on eBay.
Damn. But he sold to you for $7.50, right?
750.
Oh, 750. Okay. I thought you were saying $7.50. But even 750.
Oh, steal.
Yeah. Damn, you could have turned right around, sold that for 7 or 8. Where is that fucking store at?
So I actually went and tried to find it again. It doesn't exist anymore. So I was I would have for sure gone back. I would have taken a nice field trip there.
Nah, facts. I don't care where it was. I don't care if you stay in Beijing, baby. I'll take you there. All right. That's off 3 strikes. Bulls, Jazz, Warriors for me. Those are the 3 plays that I sent out to the private group. If you guys have messaged me, don't get mad at me. I saw one guy message me like at 5 in the morning. Well, I guess that's no. I can't get. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? And then apparently I have all these messages on Instagram, like message requests that I had to even check. So I'll get back to you guys. Yep, that's it. Fiddle, you like Knicks tomorrow?
I like the Thunder, but that feels ridiculous to say. But yes, I do like the Knicks. I think Wembanyama doesn't play. So if people want a plus EV parlay,
I think
if that floats your boat, I think OKC minus 9.5 and the over 226.5. Those should be out there. I think those are spots that are going to for sure both increase if Wemby's out.
What if he does play? I just want to ask. I know if you like OKC, you still like him, right? But what if he does play?
I always want the best of the number. So yeah, it would be a bad spot. But the Spurs beat writer said that he expects him to sit, and if he doesn't come back in this game, the next game that he likely comes back is a home game against the Wizards. So it just sets up a lot better. And given the history of the Spurs and how they handle Wemby, I don't think he's going to play. Early line movement, a little towards the over, a little towards OKC, starts to suggest that the bettors moving the lines are starting to think he won't play. He practiced last Sunday, which is like, okay, it's like almost a week later he might be back, but he's been ruled out over a day early. So I kind of feel like we're getting a game day Wemby still out.
Yeah, it did go from 10.5 to 9. What did you see open line?
I saw 9.5 minus 115 was the first line that I saw. There are still 9.5 minus 115 out there.
I saw 10.5s like a few after the Spurs won. It was 10.5s pretty much across the board.
Yeah, it looks like 10 at the sharpest books now.
Yeah, I saw 10.5 at FanDuel. I don't know.
FanDuel still has it at 10.5.
Yeah, I think it's going down from 10.5, 9.5. I don't know. I mean, every time I come on this fucking show and I'll say, "Oh, I think this guy's gonna play," they never fucking play. Every time I say, "Oh, this guy's gonna play," or "This guy's not gonna play," oh, what do you know? Oh, he's gonna upgrade to probable. So I don't know, man.
I want to take Spurs, my Warriors position.
I want to take Spurs, but I can't fade the Thunder. I'm sure that makes sense to everybody. So, and I didn't have a play for tomorrow, so I guess I'll ride Knicks with you, but like. I like the 10.5, bro. I do, man. But Thunder are like the fucking 92 Bulls, 90, whichever one of the best Bulls you want to go with. You know what I'm saying? The boy 96 Bulls, whatever. That's how they look. And I ain't trying to fade them. But I think this cup is for a team like the Spurs, man. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. I think if the Thunder win. I don't know. We'll see, bro. We'll see.
If Wemby was playing, it would be Conspiracy J going, the NBA wants Wemby to win the cup.
Well, I said that before the cup started, so.
You would have had like a fucking 40-1 ticket on that.
Yeah. I should be there for the championship game.
Yeah? When is it? It's next Tuesday?
It's on Tuesday, yep.
Okay, I can't be there, but I would have.
I was about to say, I said, what's up? Come through.
Yeah, that would have been fucking sweet.
It's not even that far from me. But
Where are
yeah,
they
I
playing?
should
Where
be
the
there.
Aces play?
Yeah, they playing T-Mobile. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be there. Homie already got the ticket, so I gotta go.
Do the New Orleans Pelicans move to Vegas as the team eventually, and then the New Orleans Pelicans, which changed with the Hornets, because remember Charlotte Hornets
Yeah,
went to New Orleans, became the New Orleans Hornets,
yeah. I
eventually
remember.
gave the name back to
Back
Charlotte,
to them.
right?
Then they
So
become the fucking Pellies.
do the Pelicans go to Vegas and take the Kings name, so it's the Kings and the Aces in
That would be
Vegas,
crazy.
and then give the
Then what the Kings gonna
Sacramento
do?
Kings a new name?
No, I don't think they should do that. I don't know. I mean, that's good. That would be a crazy some events there. What if they gave them the fucking Bobcats?
The Lakers are in Los Angeles, where there are no lakes, so
No, facts. Yeah, but they're actually from Minnesota, right?
the Jazz are in Utah, where they don't allow jazz.
Damn, this guy here, man. All right, Fiddle. This is a great show, man. I'm going 3-0.
I was tired of the start, but now we're rolling.
I'm going 3-0. Tell you that right now.
I'm going 5.
It's all love.
Glad we're aligned.
That's a fact. All right, my brother. I guess I'll ride with you tomorrow too on the
Knicks.
first one.
Knicks are second best team in the NBA in my ratings right now, and that's how we
I
got
agree.
this money. Let's get this cash.
Let's get this cash. We out. This is a great show, Fiddle. Y'all hit the like button one time for the
my guys.
All right, my guys. We out.
Oh, I thought you hit the end already. Jeez.